Greetings, gamers! It is the Game Faerie, and this is the Game Faerie podcast. This is my second video recording, so I am very excited to learn and grow and have a good time. Honestly, it's pretty fun. Today, I am going to be playing Sea of Stars. Think of this as kind of like an audiobook for the game. I have played 2 episodes of Sea of Stars on the Game Faerie podcast on Spotify. However, the first episode I actually called Valerie, or maybe I called her Valerie. And then the second episode honestly went pretty well. It's probably one of my favorite episodes, but I do think that this game is written so well. The story really brings out a lot of emotions within myself, so I thought that this game would be fun to do as a face video recording. So we are going to get started. We're on the title screen right now. It says Sea of Stars in light blue. There is a giant moon that is illuminated, and the sea is going back and forth so slow. And then to the left on a cliff, we see our 2 characters, Zale and Valor. And Valor does have her legs crossed and she's kind of kicking her foot up. She honestly looks pretty bored, and Zale is tending to a pretty decent sized fire. So we are going to do a new game. And the screen is panning up. We see 2 different types of arrangements of stars. One is gold, one is blue. Sea of Stars has 2 main characters. Select the one who will lead the party. This can be changed later and does not affect the story. And we are Team Valor in this here on this here channel. So if you was looking for the Zale playthrough, this ain't it. But for Zale, whenever you select Zale, he kind of gets into this lunge position with his blade, and I will describe him. He is a tanned man, question mark. I can't really tell their ages. I would say maybe late teens, early 20s is where I would put him. And he has blonde hair, tan skin, I believe that's green eyes. He's wearing white poofy pants with a red and yellow sort of tunic. And he has an orange blade that sort of looks like lava. A blade dancer born on the summer solstice walks the path of the guardian god Solon. And then I can pan over to Valor, and Valor has ice blue hair. She's also wearing a red and yellow tunic with white poofy pants. They're both in what looks like some sort of sandals. And Valor has a staff that looks like it has 2 blue crystals on each end. And the crystals are the same color of her long blue hair. A monk born on the winter solstice walks the path of the guardian goddess Luana. So I am going to click on Valor, and she did a little slash with her staff. Hiya! And now we are on a new screen called the Great Archives. And this almost looks like a dungeon. There are so many books, though. Stacks of books piled high, just piled in the corner, thrown off to the side. There are books lined up on the bookshelves, which are plenty. So this is quite the reader. Quite the reader would live in here. And we have a character, and we see a bandaged arm and tattered clothes. And they say, "Welcome to the Great Archives, adventurer. I suppose curiosity brought you here." And in the middle of the room, we see a gold desk and a gold chair. The chair has a purple teardrop gem on the back of it. And there's also what appears to be paper that has been written on. I don't know if this character has been writing all the books here or if they're just reading them. I don't really know. An important trait, to be sure. I am the archivist, an immortal versed in the ways of alchemy. Ooh, and they peek over behind the chair and they're peeking at us with two glowing eyes. But perhaps you knew that already. And they peek back forward. After spending millennia cataloging the many events of countless timelines, I decided to return here to mull over everything I had seen. In my musings about the stories that filled these books and scrolls, I had a recent epiphany. It seems that in my haste, I may have overlooked the very thing I was hoping to find. As such, there is one special story I wish to revisit, one deserving of a witness. And should the mists of time allow a slight alteration, I believe the ray of hope that was once offered may yet bloom. And they're peeking back at us again. Hello, archivists. So walk with me tonight, and we will explore a tale of high adventure, of magic and deceit, of friendship and wonder, but mostly a tale of heroism, one that I believe will offer valuable insight in the search for a resolution to the throes of the Fleshmancer. Now I remain a bit lost amidst all these timelines and all their subtle variations, but I know just one to make for a perfect starting point. And they grab a book from off the table. Let us see what we find in there. Ah, yes. Our story begins in a world visited by the Fleshmancer generations prior, causing much turmoil and leaving a mark that has yet to be fully cleansed. Somewhere on Evermist Island, two brave children of the solstice are on their way to meet with an immortal spirit. In order to become fully fledged solstice warriors, they will need to learn how to use magic without using magic. And the screen is panning up, and we are leaving behind all those books in that dimly lit dungeon type candlelit room. Okay, we're on a little loading screen. All right, and we see our two characters, Valor and Zale. All right, we made it to Mountain Trail, Valor says. So far, so good, Zale says. And Zale turns to Valor. So the Elder Mist lives somewhere here, huh? Do you think it's just another test? Could be, but it sure beats sitting at the academy. And sewing. Ha! Yeah, I'm sure glad that's over with. Apply yourselves, for the will you will weave, into it shall be your sole defense in times of greatest need. And Valor is standing up straight like she's reciting a creed. And Zale does the same. While the lessons taught here may appear to be lost on you, something deep inside is compelled to learn. Ha 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 ha. And they're both laughing. Oh, and Valor's looking left and looking right. We are on a split pathway, both lined with green oh no, already tongue-tied. Both lined with green grass and rocks, a rough, rocky terrain. Hey, the sun will be setting soon. We should prepare to set up camp. And Zale looks to the right path and to the left path and says, let's split up and search for a good spot. Zale, who taught you that? Who taught you to split up? You never split up, Zale. Come on. Get your head in the game. Oh, he kind of does look like Troy Bolton. No, he doesn't, but... And Zale went to the path to the left. Time for some scouting, Valor says. And Valor heads to the path to the right. And we are jump scared by a goofy looking goblin. They have a blue hat with cutouts for their long pointy ears. They're holding a lantern and careening left, right. And they also have a red club in their hand. They're also carrying quite a few things on their back. So I don't know why they're going to risk getting into a fight. Maybe they want to add us to their little collection there. But don't mess with Valor. I'm coming through. And we are in our first battle with this character. So we see that Valor has 46 HP and 10 MP. So we can only attack, though our three options are attack, skills, and items. So I am going to choose to attack. And this creature we're staring at is called a Wanderer. Boom. And that made them vulnerable, and it took 11. Oh, and then the creature hopped over and slashed us twice. I guess pounded us twice over the head with their club. That took 12. Yikes. Let's go ahead and attack them again. Let's bop over. And I took 15, and Valor did a cool staff toss, caught it. And that creature was defeated. Brew Graves wasn't kidding. These feel easier to fight already, Valor says. Let's see where this leads. So she seems pretty confident with herself. So we are going to go to the path to the left. And I did have to climb up a little ledge. And now we're going over a bridge. And as I go over this bridge, I see another creature, unlike the one before looking at us. This one resembles a stone bull, and the bull keeps scratching its foot against the ground as if it wants to charge us. And every time I move, it's not on the same area that we're at, but it is hopping around us on different platforms. Oh! And here we go. This creature is ready for battle. And it does look like we went up to 46 HP again. So the HP we lost in the previous battle is now wiped away. I am going to choose to attack this bull. It is called a Rochever, I believe. I'm not sure of my pronunciation on that. But let's attack it. It's an enemy, no less. Bang, bang. And Valor took 8 from it. And this creature bopped over and took 13. Ouch! Tough one, huh? Valor says, and she's gritting her teeth, furrowing her brow. Let's try this. And now we have the skills option available. So let's click that. And we can do a crescent arc. Smashes enemies in an arc. So I am going to attack this bull. Boom! And Valor does a giant slash with her staff and took 18 from this creature. It is gone. R.I.P. Valor, found anything? And I am on a lower ground. Valor is still on the lower end of the cliffs, and Zale is on the upper end looking over down at Valor, if I explained that right. And next to Zale, there is the startings of a campfire. So it looks like he's getting comfy and getting ready to settle in. Just a dead end. How about you? Nothing of note, but the way to the top is definitely through here. And there's also some glowing red berries. So Zale hasn't made. Maybe he tricked us by telling us to go to the path on the right. The sun is setting. Come over. I'll get a fire going. I'll be right there. Can't wait for more tomato clubs. And press A to unrope ladders. Okay, so I did press A and there was an unrolled ladder. Now I can climb down, and Zale is walking over to the fire. I can see him up above and he's kneeling by the fire pit. So I am going to slide down our newly unrolled ladder, and we are going to make our way back into the split section that we were just there. And now we're going to go to the left where Zale would have ran. We're going to climb up some areas. There's some birds flying by. And this is such rocky cliff terrain right now. We're going to pass over another bridge, down some stairs, pitter patter, and onto the inside of a cave. Okay, and up we go. We're climbing up more cliffs, just trying to make our way to Zale as fast as possible. And now Valor is sidestepping on the side of a cliff. Girl, be careful. There was a rock that just fell right in front of her, but we're still, another rock. But we're still gonna make our way to the left of this cliff. And now we're gonna climb up another row. Okay, and we made it back onto solid ground. Now there is an enemy chasing me right now. I was able to avoid it. It has glowing spikes. The spikes are going from pink to yellow to blue to purple, and it has 2 slug eyes. It looks like a very angry green slug. So we are going to just skip that and run right past. I don't know if Valor's ready for spikes. But now we are hopping some discarded pieces of the cliff that have fallen apart. Ooh, and another bull creature is hopping on next to us. But we did make it back to Zale in record time. And the screen is dark. Oh, and it's nighttime now. And we see Valor. She is cross-legged by the fire. It almost looks like she is in a meditation-esque pose while Zale is poking the fire. Ha! But it doesn't beat the face you made the first time you tried smashing a sunball. Oh, I can still hear the headmaster gloating. As I said, whether by paying attention in class or by recklessly attempting to hit a projectile with your open palm, you will learn the first rule of solar magic. And Zale has straightened his back, has his hand up, as if he is stating a creed again. And he sits back down. To be fair, you did learn. Oh yeah, that only took once. You ever miss those years? Zale says, and he's looking upwards. Before training, just being kids, always daydreaming and getting in trouble. And making mistakes, Valor says. I'm sorry, Valor. I didn't mean. It's okay. I understand why he wouldn't want to join us after what happened. It's just, I wish he had said goodbye, you know? After 10 years of not seeing his face, just to know that he's all right. And that we're still friends. Why did we have to get ahead of ourselves anyway? "Oh, Garl." And the screen is panning up away from the two children, preteens, adult teens, the two characters. And we have a text box that says, 10 years ago in the village of Mooncradle. And we have a loading screen. And we see little tiny Valor. She has a short bob haircut. "My weapon will be something that hits really hard." And we see little Zale, who looks basically the same. His hair is a tiny bit shorter. "And I'll pick a fast one." And we see a third character named Garl, who has his hair split in the middle. And it is a chocolate brown, big brown eyes, and a goofy smile. "We'll be unstoppable." And Garl runs off to the side and says, "Imagine all the wonders we'll find after we leave Evermist Island. I want to see the sleeper." "What's that?" Valor says. And Garl jumps up and runs back over. "You've never heard of the sleeper? Stories say it's a giant serpent, and it's been sleeping curled up around the mountain since even before there were traveling historians to record it." And Zale jumps up. "No way." "Sure is, and it's super dangerous too." Okay, they're already attracted to danger. Oof. "Don't do it, kids." "But don't worry, it can't wake up." "Why not?" "Apparently, there's holes in the mountain, and the winds blow through them and plays a melody that keeps it asleep." "Whoa," Zale says. "I want to see it too." And all three kids pop up. And the area that they're at right now has 3 stools sitting around a fire pit. It looks like there is some baskets and pots to hold goods in. There's a little area for some dishes that's looks like it was just hammered into the mountain, just a long plank of wood that has some bowls and cups on it. So it almost appears that they had a little hangout area to themselves. And Zale says, "It's the bell. Erlina and Brugaves are back." "Quick, maybe we can catch them before they go to the academy." Oh, and now I am in control of these 3 little children running around. And there is a book with a blue diamond in the middle floating. And I open the book to see our pages. And this is how we save the game. So I am going to go ahead and save. Overriding data. And we are Children of the Solstice. Level 1, Gold 0, time 19 minutes. And we are in Mooncradle. Okay, and the book has now shut. And we are back to the game. So we are running out, and it is nighttime right now. We're going to climb up a cliff. Oh, and it appears we see a house of some sorts. There's logs stacked in the front, a crate. There's a nice warm light. This light post, I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost looks like 2 petals open at the top, 2 orange petals on top of this light post. But I am going to go inside of this house. And what is this? Is there hay in here? There's 4 different sectioned off compartments that look like they have piles of hay. And there is a character standing in the middle, like the final boss here. Let's talk to him. "Hey there, younglings. Are you still playing in that cave down below?" the villager says. Oh, and that's all they say. Okay. Not much of a conversationalist. There's also an anvil in here. Maybe we should take that just in case. But no, it appears that this is mostly a storage area. I also see there's a pitchfork, some barrels. So let's head out from this area. And we are going further into what looks like a town. And there are some blue pumpkins of assorted sizes and a character that is raking this patch of dirt. These crops are our main source of food. It's hard work, but I am reminded every day when we all eat together that the effort is well worth it. As they tend to 4 small pumpkins, unless there are 4 people in this village, it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. These are growing kids here. And there is another house or building structure. I'm going to walk inside. Ooh, okay. So this one has 3 tables. I wonder if this is maybe our main eating area. And each of the tables has a lamp in the middle that looks like an eye that's glowing orange light. A nice little blue rug underneath it. So I do want to talk to this character. It's another villager. I hope you're not getting into trouble again. You really need to stop trying to open the forbidden cavern. Don't tell me what to do. How about some supervision here, villagers? Ahem, ahem. What are these, like 10-year-olds? Hey, wait! I did exit that building, and Valor is wanting the gang to stop. What's going on, Valor? Oh, and we have a cutscene. And 2 characters, one with pink hair and one with black hair, look over at us and give a small smile. There you are. And this character's name is Brugaves. And Brugaves has a pointed beard. There's 2 points on his chin. There's also a necklace of what looks like teeth or claws. He has striking blue eyes and slicked back hair that's also pointed. He almost looks like an anime character. And he's wearing a, what is it called? I wear them all the time. Like a bandana, a blue bandana with a gold snail-like pendant on it. There you are. Playing in your secret hideout again, and that is from a character named Erlina, and Erlina has pink hair. She has what looks like 2 horns that aren't her horns. Maybe it's more so a decoration or like a stylistic choice. She has some earrings that look like maybe the heads of arrows, and her necklace looks the same as well. She has a silver diamond in the center of her head, and she also has pink eyes as well. We were training. I think I can use magic now, Zale says. Is that so? Let's see it then, Erlina says. And Erlina kneels and holds out her hand, and a spark of orange light appears. Wow! Valor is very impressed. Come closer, Zale. Open your palm and concentrate. And Zale bops over, his little arms going whoop, 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 whoop. Just swinging side to side. What about you, Valor? Have you been training too? Brugaves asked. Every day. I bet I'm stronger than you now. Haha, I'm sure you are. Come here then. And Valor runs over. Her form's a little bit better than Zale's. And she is just throwing her body into Brugaves' arm. So Brugaves is basically just stiff-arming her. Yeah, Valor says. Whoa, easy now. I can't report to the headmaster if you knock me out. And Brigaves is just adding fuel to her fire, which is good. And then there was a giant spark and Zale falls backwards. Girl runs over. Ho, ho, ho. That was awesome, Zale. You did it, Erlina says. Solstice Warriors. And this is a character named Headmaster Moraine. And Headmaster Moraine is an older man. He is bald with a gray beard that is tied at the bottom. So his beard is quite long, and he also has a mustache, which is like the most generic description, but he is a bald, white-haired man. If you are done with your babysitting duties, I would hear your report. Oof. It's getting serious now. And Arlena doesn't say anything, but Brigaves does step in and say, right away, Headmaster. And Headmaster Moraine trots away. He had a big old staff with him. Very intimidating presence. Can we go too? Valor, who didn't seem to read the room, says. Believe me, once you enter Zenith Academy, you'll wish you hadn't, Erlina says. Let's go, Brigaves. And Brigaves and Erlina walk in the same direction that Headmaster Moraine came from, which was from the south. And Garl jumps up. Hey, the full moon is out. And all the children turn towards the moon. He's right, Zale says. Want to go to the Forbidden Cavern again? We tried already. I can't open it. Yeah, but last time we decided maybe the full moon could make the rune more sensitive. I'm sure it'll work, and Moraine will be so impressed. He'll take you two in for training right away, and then we'll finally be allowed to leave this island. I don't think this is a good idea. What if he gets mad into laser training instead? Zale says, which he's making a good point here. Come on, kids. Nah, no way. Well, we can worry about that after I open it, Valor says confidently. I mean, if I open it. All right, let's go. Moon Cradle. Okay, so we are going to head to the north, and there is an archway that has a red light and a blue light. Let's go. Just going north. Okay, and there is an area called the Forbidden Cavern that we're going to walk into. There are 4 pillars of rock in front of this door. On the left side, there is a blue light that is flickering. And on the right side, there is a red light that is flickering. They look like 2 torches. And this area is also peppered with some white flowers. So it is kind of pretty over here. But there is a book of saving, so you know what we gotta do. We're gonna go ahead and save. And now that we have saved, we are going to go inside of this door. We made it! Time to stop for a snack. And Girl runs back and takes out his backpack, sets it on the ground, and Zale says, "What? I'm not hungry."
Yeah, we just left a few minutes ago.
Look, it's not a real adventure if you don't eat a snack on the road. Plus, I made something special for the occasion. Here. And he holds up what looks like a delicious triangle cut sandwich, and both the kids get to work on it.
Wow, that was really good.
Yeah, no kidding. Glad you like it. It's the jam. I used a bit of sap from the celestial willow. You could get in trouble for that, Zale says. Only if you tell. And Garl definitely feels like a little troublemaker, but listen, sometimes the best meals are ones worth getting caught for. Valor laughs. And Valor runs up to this big stone door.
All right, how do I do this?
Maybe like Erlina showed me. Try opening your palm and concentrating. You've got this, Valor. And Valor is holding out her hand, and a twinkling of blue has appeared. Oh, and the door is shifting upwards. There was a slab, and then the two pieces of the door opened. I knew it! And it looked as if a bell rang. A giant golden bell is at the top of this stone door. And Zale jumps up and down. It worked? I gave Zale Garl's voice. It worked?
I did it.
And Valor steps forward. I finally did it! And she is moving her arms up and down and her feet coordinating with it. She's doing a little shimmy dance. So, what now? The headmaster must have heard the bell ring. So, do we just wait for him to show up? Might as well enter. It could be our first adventure.
Yeah, and then the headmaster will know we're not afraid.
This is exciting. Let's go. And the three kids run inside of the forbidden cavern. And now we have a narrow walkway lined with blue grass, purple and pink flowers on either side. Oh, some sort of crystal as well that is blue and purple. Ooh, illuminated blue mushrooms. We're just going deeper into the cavern. And we see two monsters. The ones we saw before, the slugs with their elongated eyes wiggling from side to side. Their spikes on their back going from purple to blue to yellow to pink. Oh, and it looks like they also have some pointed teeth. You don't want to mess with these ones.
They're monsters! Over there! Let's hide, Valor says.
And they hide behind a small rock. I thought Evermist Island was safe. Guess that's only true on Moon Cradle. And Garl is looking left to right. He's kind of trying to scope out the area. We should go back. They look dangerous. Yeah, good call. And the kids try to run back, but a third slug hops out and blocks the pathway with its outstretched body.
Watch out! Another one!
This is bad. We're surrounded. And the kids are all looking side to side. Maybe try to use your powers. Garl, what about you? How are you going to defend them? Throw your snack at it.
We're not ready for this.
Uh-oh.
just try, Carl insists. Okay, let me focus. Oh gosh, and one slithers up. Watch out, it's preparing something. And the slug creature is holding back and shaking as if it's gonna give him a big old bop with its horn on its head. Come on, come on. Valor, watch out. And Garl hops in front of Valor and blocks her. Ah! And Garl's holding his eye as a tear streams from his face. No, Garl! My eye! Garl screams. It really hurts. I can't see. There's no escape. And the two monsters close in. It's about to attack again. So they are now surrounded by 3 monsters total within striking range. Oh. Boom, boom, boom. The 3 monsters get vaporized.
So it was you.
And we see Headmaster Moraine walk up from the pathway. His long cape behind him.
As resourceful as you are reckless, I see.
And his staff has a moon with what appears to be maybe a star or a sun on the inside of it. And it is glowing blue. Blue like Valor's hair.
Headmaster, Garl needs help.
And Garl is still on the floor holding his eye as his shoulders goes ups and down. Up and down, he is sobbing. And Headmaster walks over to him. He does a little swivel with his feet, like he's rubbing his feet on carpet, getting some static electricity. And we do see a flash.
It feels better.
And Garl has stopped crying.
Has anyone born in Moon Cradle a regular kid? What Garl needs is not to concern himself with the affairs of the Solstice warriors.
And Garl stands up.
I'm really sorry, Headmaster. It was my idea.
And Garl is starting to sob again.
Hey!
Be thankful that the only cost of this lesson was an eye, young lad. As for the 2 of you, if you are so eager to receive training, I shall oblige. Follow me.
So he's being very stern, but with good reason. These kids should have never ran off like that. Who was supposed to be watching them? And all 3 kids and Headmaster Moraine head out of the cavern, and they're back in their town of Moon Cradle.
Be sure to treat that wound and soothe the poor kid. He's not the complaining type, but if the pain seems to return, please send for me.
Understood, Headmaster,
A villager says.
You will not see your friend for a very long time. If you have any parting words, speak them now.
Can't he come and stay with us?
How long is very long? Like a week?
Garl says, and his hand is still covering his eye.
Ah, the eagerness of youth. It takes years to properly train Solstice warriors.
Years?
Valor says.
No way!
And Zale's in disbelief.
But
Your friends have much to learn.
And Garl has started sobbing again, and my eye did just leak a tear. But my allergies are not the greatest right now. I don't think I have anything to wipe it. Oh no, I use my blanket. I was trying to hold that tear back the entire recording, but it finally came out. Allergy season, y'all.
Your friend has much to learn. I would suggest you use that time to reflect upon what happened today. With any luck, it will help you forget any ideas of getting involved with a burden that is not yours to bear.
And Headmaster Moraine strides off with the two kids.
Guys, don't forget about me, Garl says. Never. We'll train really hard. Maybe it won't take so long.
And Headmaster Moraine turns his back and walks off and heads to the south with the two kids, and we leave Garl behind with the villager. And we did end on a floating piece of rock, so the ground just shook and we stood on a platform that has raised. And now we're walking into a strange looking building in the sky.
Welcome to Zenith Academy. In this ancient place of knowledge, you will learn everything you need to know in order to become a true solstice warrior.
We've been waiting for so long.
When do we start? Tomorrow, though I believe a proper introduction is in order. Careful now.
And Headmaster Moraine moved his hand up and down as if he was casting a spell. And the platform has raised once more. So we're going now what looks like above the school. And now we are just floating on this platform in the sky. We see the swirls of the wind. We see the sea twinkling below. The clouds.
Welcome to the classroom in the sky.
Whoa, it's beautiful. I'm feeling a weird resonance, like when I opened the Forbidden Cavern.
Good on you for noticing that. Getting closer to the stars helps new recruits get acquainted with their innate magic. It shows great promise, and you were able to feel it. It shows great promise that you were able to feel it before, and Zale too, from what Erlina told me.
Oh, it was just a small burst.
And Headmaster Moraine turns his back and thinks to himself, they have no idea how much potential they have. It's probably for the best. And he turns back.
Now, in the many years you will spend at Zenith Academy, you will learn about the duties incumbent upon solstice warriors, of the magic you are destined to wield, and the evils it is meant to cleanse.
We'll learn how to fight too, right?
Naturally. You will spend your days training and studying, but most importantly, sewing.
Sewing? That sounds boring.
Valor. Get him. No, I like Valor.
Oh, I can assure you that it is. A mandatory task nonetheless.
I think sewing's kind of fun. I've been doing a little sewing lately, trying to teach myself, and I think it's kind of relaxing.
All who would join our order began by weaving their will into an enchanted piece of fabric, the staple of the solstice warrior. It is their most prized possession, guaranteeing light in the darkest places and a measure of protection against the minions of the Fleshmancer. But first, you must learn of your duties. Train until you cannot feel your limbs, and then train some more.
That don't sound healthy. Moraine, you're under investigation.
Once both your body and mind are ripe with potential, you will create a magic piece of fabric worthy of the very stars. You will then be sent out beyond the forbidden cavern to meet with the Elder Mist, for it alone may officially grant the title of Solstice Warrior.
Sewing?
I understand it is not what you were hoping for, but it is what is required of you for the time being.
Years of sewing?
That will be all for today.
And we fade out.
You will be spending a lot of time in these halls, so you should make yourselves at home. To your left is the training room. You are to go there first thing in the morning. Just above is the way to my chambers. Okay, weirdo. It is off limits, of course. Yeah, you better freaking Moraine. And to your right are the dormitories. Just make sure you pick a bed aligned with your innate magic. Sounds like we going to blue side, baby. Feel free to look around, then go to sleep when you are ready. Good night.
And he walks off. And y'all, I'm actually going to end this recording here. I'm going to go ahead and save. We got through a lot today. And I hope I'm like trying to wrap up as I am getting to the save spot. But I hope you enjoyed this recording of Sea of Stars. I hope you found it relaxing and that you had a good time. If you want to hear more of this podcast, I do have the podcast on Spotify. There is a larger collection of the games that I have played. If you want to listen to some great games on the go, I heavily suggest that. I also have video game music suggestions on there as well, suggestions and recommendations. So if you're into BGM, check that out. Otherwise, I hope you're having a good day, a good night, a good time, and I will be talking to y'all real soon with some more content. I'll see ya.